All right, this is a video that I wanted to do yesterday. Now, there's been several alarming videos that women have put out concerning issues about women not being able to get care if they choose to not have a child, being forced to have a child. There's been videos of certain states that are saying that women are going to be forced to have children, even if it's within, being raped. They have given the fathers who are in prison actual rights to their children after rape. They're doing all kinds of crazy stuff, and I don't think women are really paying attention to what's really going on here. Another thing, yesterday was a video done of a woman walking through the stores and seeing that there's a shortage on all feminine products. Tampax, tampons, things like that. Kotex, whatever, these big corporations, right? Well, first and foremost, I just want to say I did videos very, very many years ago, probably about 7 to 8 years ago, concerning these products and them using fibers, bleaching the fibers and using fibers that were made from rayon. Rayon is a plastic, okay? And this is what's going into women's bodies. So it's not even cotton. These women think that these products are made with cotton, but they're absolutely not made with cotton. They're not natural. So these major big corporations are using these fibers, right, that are made from plastics and toxic plastics. What's the word I'm looking for? Where they're reusing the plastics that are in companies from recycle plastics and stuff, right? So it's not in a woman's benefit anyways to have these products on the market. And then the woman was saying that they've raised the prices $2 and $3 for these feminine products, plus the taxing, right? My thing is, I put out, when I used to have my menstrual cycle, and I stopped having my menstrual cycle when I turned 51. That's when my last menstrual cycle happened. It actually happened on my birthday. That was my last menstrual cycle at 51. So I've not had a period now for 3 years. But when I did, there's things women can use. There's something called a Diva cup. Okay, they're more expensive. They're made of silicone, still a form of plastic. But if you're an active woman and you don't want to be, bothered down with the next items that I want to tell you about, then definitely use a Diva cup. Buy a Diva cup because they can be washed and reused. They can be washed and reused for like 6 months. Maybe even a year if they're cleaned properly, sanitized properly after use. That's one option. Another option is to actually make your own pads and not use tampons or anything that goes inside your body. You can actually go to the fabric store and sew your own pads, which is much better for you anyways. And then what you do after your cycle, you put them all in a bucket. What I used to do is put them in a bucket besides the toilet with bleach water and laundry soap and just let them soak. Okay? And then after your cycle, you can just pull all the pads out, wring them out. I know it's a little messy. Put gloves on if you're squiddish about your own fluids, but most women aren't. And I'm not picking you up. And squeeze them out and put them in the washing machine and wash them. And then have them ready for your next cycle. So that's another option. When I was using tampons, I would use actual all-natural cotton, unbleached tampons. And there's a lot of companies out there that do produce those. I would never use some of these major man-driven feminine product line companies because they're not looking out for the well-being of women. They're not looking out and knowing that those fibers that go into the women's bloodstreams, right, cause them major problems, cause them major health issues. So they're not good for you. Everything that this dysfunctional male patriarchy has put out has not been for the benefit of women. And women don't realize that they're not looking out for their best interests at all. Not medically, not by these companies when they raise the prices just because they put these products in a pink color. They raise the prices on them, whereas their male counterpart, blue, dark blue, navy blue products are at least $3 to $4 cheaper. So there is definitely a theme going on, and they're raking women over. But women can take back control by, listen, don't even use those companies. Unless those companies want to do right by women, point blank period, and make sure that women are safe with their products and not using plastics and rayons and things like that women insert inside their bodies to collect their menstrual flow. I wouldn't use them. I mean, if you're a married woman, excuse me, and you want to have a child, one of the most important things, this is why I am very pro-choice, because if a woman is not ready to have a child, then she by all means should never have a child. And the women that do want to have children, and I'm for that as well, is make sure that your body's prepared. Make sure that emotionally you've cleansed your body, your spirit. You're choosing the right man to reproduce a child with. And when I say right man, non-toxic, non-abusive. Everybody has things to work on. I mean, those are the facts. But to the core of who he is, you consider him a correct thinking man, a good man, then by all means. And yourself, correct yourself, protect yourself, and make sure that when you bring that child into your womb, that there is a safe, nurturing, non-traumatic uterus for that child to be grown and incubated in. I could go into so many details of what is toxic for a woman to have, what type of womb is toxic for a woman who is going to bring the next seed, the next possible star child through her womb. For one, you don't want to use feminine products that are unhealthy, that are inside your vaginal walls, leaking into your vagina, into your bloodstream. You don't want those kind of products in your body. And these companies have not been held accountable for doing that. And so them sitting here not producing many products and making women want them, fuck that. Don't want them. Be conscious as a woman and make your own products, and or use companies that actually take the health and well-being of the woman into consideration, and do not use products that are going to leak bleaches and toxins into their bloodstream, which is what a lot of those tampons do. And making your own pads. Like especially when you have a young daughter, like, sometimes they want to use a tampon because maybe they're in sports, maybe they're a swimmer, maybe they do certain sports, and pads are not really conducive to a woman who is extremely active, or a young teen who is extremely active and doing sports. So sometimes you might need to use a Diva cup. You might need to use natural feminine products, and they are out there, and there's some good companies out there that do produce very good tampons. All of them don't, though. A lot of them are patriarchy companies, the dysfunctional patriarchy companies that really don't give a fuck about women's health. They don't care. So, excuse me. I'm drinking my carrot juice. So your pads, make your own pads. For God's sake, even if you don't sew and you're a young girl, what you can do is go get you some white washcloths, you know, the kind at Walmart, and you can fold them over into your panties, and you can literally use actual safe things for your body. And then, like I said, you put them in a bucket of bleach soapy water beside your toilet and dump them in there after each bathroom use or whatever, however heavy your flow is and how many ever you need, and let them soak until it's time to wash them, and then you reuse them. The white ones are easier to bleach out or to clean out, or, you know, to oxy wash them out. Do a double rinse cycle. Make sure that all the product or all the chemicals are out of the pads, and get them folded and reuse them for the next menstrual cycle. I know this is going to be a long video. I have so many things to say because these companies, I can touch on so many companies that are very anti-women and don't care about women's health whatsoever, while they're sitting here wanting to force women to have babies, but don't care about the children that are coming into the world. They don't care that these women are going to be in an impoverished state, in poverty, bringing in children. They don't care. They don't care. They just want to force it, because this is that dysfunctional patriarchy that needs to go out. And like I said, I'm not anti-patriarchy. I'm not. But the next patriarchy has to be a righteous, and it has to be a very conscious level patriarchy that is inclusive of all people and not abusive. And I can go on to the other qualities and factors that patriarchy needs to have, but definitely what we're under as a society right now, it's garbage. But anyways, make your own pads. Don't let these companies push you around when it comes to your menstrual cycle that you have no control over. That you have to have a menstrual cycle every month. I had a menstrual cycle from the time I was 14 to 51 years old. Look at all the money spent in these companies. Do you want to give these type of companies that kind of money? Do you really want to do that? You need to question yourself.